Hey everyone, welcome back. We are ready for tour stop number 3 of the Deutz Fahr Power and Precision Tour, and we are here in Menno, South Dakota at Meddler Implement. Meddler Implement is a brand new Deutz Fahr tractor dealer with 2 locations located in Mitchell and Menno. Now these guys have been in the farm equipment business for a long time. If you go back on their history, they were an Oliver and a White farm equipment dealer. They're also an egg code dealer, but they gave that up several years ago. These guys also had a huge fertilizer co-op going. They sold the co-op. They're now going to get back into the machinery business, carrying Deutz Fahr tractors, Vermeer, and Polaris. We got their entire sales, service, and parts staff together from both locations, and we did some walk-around training here on the Deutz Fahr tractors to get them familiar with all the models and how they operate. The very next day, they had a customer event where local customers, farmers, and stuff could come in and see the tractors and drive them themselves. Meddler Implement is in the process of building a brand new store. Here is a look at the drawing. Construction has already started. They got the ground dug out for it, and we'll get started on the building real soon.
That is very, yeah.
Gentlemen, we are all set up and ready to go here for our 3rd stop on the Deutz Fahr Power and Precision Tour.
And before it got too busy, I popped the drone up in the air just to show you what we got going on here. Now this event was a little different. It had just rained here. We did not run any equipment in the field doing any demos. It was strictly just come and see the tractors and drive the tractors, which we had a lot better interaction here. When a guy has to learn a new tractor and an implement, he's not as liable to jump up in there in front of a crowd of people. But we did get a lot of people in the seat of the tractors to drive them around and just had a really good day. We are having 8 more of these events across the country here. If you want to learn more information, you can go to powerprecisiontour.com. If you sign up and register and show up, you'll get a t-shirt, a hat. We're also working with our partners DOL Finance and Topcon, who does the precision in the Deutz Fahr tractors. We had over 80 people show up for this event, and as I said earlier, a lot of interaction. There was definitely a lot of interest and a lot of people up in the seat of the tractors wanting to drive them around and learn about them. At these events, we are using tractors that the dealers have in their inventory, but we do have 3 tractors at each event that are getting moved around from event to event, starting with this Deutz Fahr 7250 with the TTV transmission. We also have a 6155 with the loader that has a new Topcon precision system in it, and then a 6135 RC shift. That is a brand new model for the USA, and we have limited numbers of that, so we're moving that tractor around so people can try it out. Meddler Implement is building their new location just up the street from their old location, so you will see the new building right as you're coming into town from the east heading west. So all Deutz Fahr tractors use Topcon for their precision, and Topcon is along on this tour with us. So behind me is a Bobcat UTV that's got a Topcon system built into it. So we're going to take this thing out for a spin and show you what it's got.
Here we have the Topcon AES 35. This is a high torque electric motor that we use for steering, and it's also waterproof. We use this as our electric steering wheel for electric guidance, and there's not an integrated solution available.
Okay, yep. So any older tractor, anything like that does not have the hydraulics on it for the steering, you can do this right here.
Yes.
And you got the monitor over there, which is...
We've got the XD Plus,
okay,
which is a new display. We have the XD and the XD Plus. The XD is 7, this one's 12 inches.
Okay, let's take her for a spin.
Sounds good. We'll go for a spin and talk about it.
All right,
talk about the guidance and steering.
So just fire this thing up like any other UTV.
Yep, you got your foot on the brake. Got some flies in here.
Oh yeah, so we got a switch here to turn it on.
Right.
And is it on now, or I gotta...
you meant to turn it on, and then the light will flash green. There you go.
There we go.
Now let's turn this on.
Right here?
Yep.
That'll turn our monitor on?
Yep.
Okay.
It'll power up. The US constellation, the Russian constellation, European, Chinese, and Japanese constellations.
All right. So you got a map or an AB line already set in here?
We should.
Okay.
If we go down on the other side of the tent, we'll go down to the, there we go.
I
Yeah.
just put it in low for now.
Low would be perfect. Before you know it, we'll have GPS.
Yeah. Did you get a coffee?
No.
Yeah, it's too late in the day for me to have a coffee, but
Yeah.
a lot of people took advantage of the old coffee trailer.
Yeah.
There we go.
We're making progress.
That's what it's all about.
Yep. It's powering up. All right, we've got green everything except speed now,
Okay.
but that's okay.
All right, so there's a field map you already got going, correct?
Yeah, we've got a map going.
All right, so I just start driving?
We can start driving. What we'll do is we'll jump on the line over here.
Okay.
So go a little bit to the right.
see.
There you go.
Yep.
Now you can hit engage.
Right here?
Yep. Here we
All
go.
right, and then this is just going to turn the steering wheel since the driver is actually on the wheel.
Yeah.
And then I just drive.
I'm going to start a new job,
Okay.
and then we'll do some mapping.
All right.
So
Oh, yeah,
that'll
so
make
now
a lot
you're
of
painting.
coverage. Yep.
Yeah.
Wherever we've mowed or sprayed or planted or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
And then do you have the end of road turn on
Yep.
this in here program? So when we get to the end, I don't even have to touch the steering wheel.
You don't have to touch the steering wheel. We're going to skip a couple passes
Okay.
just
Yep.
for practice.
Sure. Yep.
And I'll close that.
All right.
It's really simple. We can go all the fast you want.
So I'm moving along right now at 12 mile an hour.
Yeah.
All right.
We might have to go 5 or 4
to
when we need to turn.
Yes, I understand. But you can see the wheel bouncing back and forth here since it's now we're coming up to the end of row, as you can see there. So this is your boundary you made this morning, correct?
Yep.
And now
that's
it's
our field boundary.
okay. So now,
It's going to turn for us.
all right, here we go. I'm not even touching the wheel. Got my hand free there. And you set it to skip a couple passes,
Yep.
and then I can hammer down again.
Yeah, hammer down. We're doing good.
All right.
This isn't a real big demo area.
Right, but it's a good way to show a
Yeah.
potential buyer how it works.
And since it's kind of narrow, I'll set up another one. But this time we'll just skip 2 passes.
Okay.
And we'll turn around up by the tractors.
All right.
Hopefully they pulled the tractors far enough.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we're seeing 30 satellites right now.
Okay.
You know, we're looking at the GPS constellations we have here in the United States. We're looking at the GLONASS satellites, the Galileo, the Baidu, the SBAS satellites.
Now, can we set this up to beep at you when you're getting close to the end of the road?
Oh yeah, it's
I figured.
we just had the volume kind of low.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yep.
Makes sense. So now here we are turning again with look, Mom, no hands. Now we're gonna come right back in. Oh yeah.
Yep.
And then that should put us right by where we started.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
And we'll go and we'll do another one at the other end. We'll turn left again. We'll skip 3 passes. I'm going to adjust it a little bit so we go a little bit further out, closer to the edge.
Okay. Yep.
That way we go all the way into the end row, but we're not going to hit the fence, and we'll turn around and come back.
Okay.
It looks like one of the other guys was learning these settings as to how everything works.
Yeah.
Once again, no hands.
Yep, no hands. And then we're gonna jump around here. So if you didn't have to raise an implement up and down, you could just fall asleep in here.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. There's so much stuff going on. I like using it when I'm planting beans.
Yeah.
You know, it's not as crucial as when you're doing corn, but then you can kind of be, you know, watching a row marker, watching the planter.
Yep.
It's just great for a lot of applications, tillage, spraying,
Yep.
whatever it may be.
And then you can put your implement in here, like how far back your axle was on the implement, and then this can kind of make the turn accordingly.
Yep.
So
This particular one's set up as a rigid implement because it's like a sprayer.
yes.
But yes, the implement would be back further, and then you could see where the vehicle is turning, and then also the implement. So we'd have two blue crosses on there,
Okay.
which is our point of reference for the vehicle and the implement.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to turn it on.
Oh, that's good. No, we're good. That was a pretty good demo, I would say.
Yeah, you did great.
Well, thanks.
I didn't have to do much of anything.
Yeah, steering disengaged because I stopped, right?
Rip, correct.
Okay,
Yep.
and then if I wanted to take back off and just turn back into a row,
We could. And we could
manually.
engage. Yep.
So it shows us turning there, but we're not painting anymore. So now I'm on a line.
Yep, we
So
can
I
start
would-
painting,
Okay.
and we can engage,
Okay, and then it'll
and then
take
we'll
us
start,
over.
start steering again.
And then, for example, say we was working ground and I plug up the field cultivator, and I had to turn out a row to kind of shake it out.
Yeah.
So I would just turn. It's going to disengage.
Yep.
Is it gonna? It's still painting,
Still napping.
but I could come back into my row.
Yep.
Come back into my row, and then just hit engage again.
Jump back on the guidance line.
There we are.
Yeah.
No hands.
Very good.
All right. Well, I sure hope that all turns out on the video. We'll find out tonight when I edit.
Let me see if I can change the view. There we go.
Okay, so we're back now. I parked the UTV here, so we're just looking at the map of what we just did. Yep. So here's where we drove in the video, as you can see here. Is there anything you want to tell us about it here? Or
Yeah, this is our demo area, and basically, the blue line is our outside boundary.
Yep.
And then we've got our A point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my hand's wet from that bottle of water. We've got an A point for the guidance pattern, and a B point for the guidance pattern that we made yesterday when we were setting this up. And what's neat about our guidance system is we've got the blue line is the outside boundary, but the orange line is our headlands. So you can set that up 2, 3, 4 passes, whatever, and then that's what the headland turn goes off of as a reference line, the headlands line, so that way we know how much room we have to turn around.
Okay.
So in this particular example, we've got 2 headlands. When we have a boundary, our original AB line is 0, and then 1, 2 would be to the right of the line, and then negative would be to the left of the line. So it's kind of neat to be able to see the labels and see which guidance pass you're on. But in setting something like this up, we just go in the guidance menu, and then we can set up what the turn line location would be. And in this instance, I move the slider bar all the way to the left. That way we go a little bit deeper, closer to the fence, and we've got more of the headland to turn around, whatever that implement may be. But the other thing too, if you're going to work on this a little bit next week, is there's another feature in here where we set up the headlands, and so we just need to make sure it's enabled, and then we pick the number of passes we want to have around the outside.
Okay.
So if it's going to be 2 or 3, when I'm planting, I have 3. In this example, we had 2. That way we had room to turn around, but then once the orange line is created, because of the headland width, then we can do the headland turns.
Okay.
So it really works out well.
So, for example, let's say this was a field of alfalfa here, and we were putting our lines in for our mower.
Okay.
And we're hoping to keep this field in alfalfa for, say, 5 years, right?
Right.
So we could program this field in, and then every cutting, I could just come back to here we name the field.
Yep.
And we just come back in here and mow every cutting. We mow the exact same line, and even next year. Now, another question I have, and I think I know the answer. So let's say, for example, we bought a brand new tractor with the Top Gun system in it,
Right.
and we're setting it up, but we don't want to have to go through and do a boundary in every field.
Okay.
So we can actually put a satellite image of a field in here, correct? Or not?
No, we could read in a shapefile.
A shapefile. That's the term I was looking for. Yes.
If we had a shapefile, we could bring that in as a boundary.
And then okay. So if a farmer has an existing field, he can put that in here before he even goes to the field in a shapefile.
Yep.
And then program that in ahead of time.
And that would be saved for that client farm field information. Yep.
All right, good deal. And then, let's say, for example, this is the end of our field here because you set a boundary. But let's say there was a tree line here or a drainage ditch or a creek, but we have another field over here. We could still drive into that drive of the other field and then just start using the same AB lines. We just wouldn't have to boundary necessarily.
Right.
Correct? Yeah.
And we could make a boundary for it, and we can have it so every boundary you can see the field next to you, or whatever it may be, and they're all saved.
Yeah.
So we can make a boundary by driving it, by importing a shapefile, or based off of coverage. So if it's your first time in the field and you're mowing or doing some tillage or whatever, then we can go into the boundary option inside here and say, okay, I want to make a boundary based off of this coverage map, and it'll save it.
Yeah.
So
Or
that's cool too.
another thing we could do is if a farmer had a UTV, which a lot of them do, you could put this system in the UTV and make all your field boundaries in here, and then would there be a way to move that into your tractor, or could you actually take the tractor monitor in here to save it? Or I'm sure with a flash drive or something, there's a way to move it from.
Any of the above. We could put the display in a pickup or a UTV and make boundaries and save them.
Perfect.
We can import the shape files, or if you had a couple displays, you could make everything in one display and then copy it into the second display. So that's also possible.
There's a lot of options.
So another feature that we have in all of our displays, the XD, the XD Plus, the X25, and the X35, is we have TAP. So TAP is our TopCon agriculture platform, and TAP is what we use to manage data, save boundaries, save coverage maps, whether planting or spraying or harvesting, whatever it may be. It's also where we go to purchase unlocks. So we have a TAP marketplace. We can read in our data, shape files. We can read in Case and John Deere and Ag Leader data. So it's our online. It's our online website that we use for everything that we can to interface with TopCon, with our TopCon agriculture platform.
A lot of people that watch my YouTube videos, a lot of them are not farmers. And a lot of people understand what you're talking about, but there's a lot that don't even know this technology exists, so this is pretty neat. So, thanks for taking the time and
you're welcome.
And showing us this. And I guess we got this is stop number 3. We got 8 more stops, so I guess I'm still going to be spending a lot of time with you guys this summer. But we'll probably get some more of this in some other videos. But for now, thank you.
You're welcome.
And,
thank you.
We'll see you at the next stop.
Turns out the coffee trader also made smoothies. And that's going to wrap up the video for tour stop number 3. Next stop is going to be in Coldwater, Ohio at Meddler Implement. Anyways, if you did like this video, please go down there, hit that like button. Feel free to comment below. If you're new to my YouTube channel, I would really appreciate it if you go down there and hit subscribe. And you can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Farmhand Mike. As always, thank you for watching and supporting my social media.